Jason Statham has carved out a notable niche for himself in the action film genre, becoming synonymous with high-octane performances and adrenaline-pumping stunts. Born in Shirebrook, England, he initially pursued a career in diving, representing Great Britain in various competitions before transitioning to the entertainment industry. His discovery by a modeling agency led him to a role in Guy Ritchie's cult classic, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, which served as a launching pad for his film career. Statham quickly established himself as a formidable action star with films like the Transporter series and Crank, showcasing not only his physical prowess but also his charisma. His portrayal of skilled fighters and criminals often involved intricate fight choreography and breathtaking stunts, drawing from his background in martial arts and kickboxing. This expertise lent authenticity to his roles. Audiences couldn't help but be captivated by his blend of rugged charm and relentless determination. As the years passed, Statham became a household name, starring alongside Hollywood heavyweights in franchises like Fast and Furious and The Expendables. In each film, he pushed the boundaries of action sequences, often performing many of his stunts. His impeccable work ethic and dedication to training have earned him admiration within both the film and martial arts communities. In addition to his impressive filmography, Statham's persona off-screen mirrors that of his on-screen characters. Confident, tough, yet approachable. His willingness to engage with fans and maintain a grounded demeanor has endeared him to many audiences flocked to see him. In theaters, word began to spread about an unusual encounter that was about to unfold. A confrontation that would not only showcase his skills, but also challenge the very essence of celebrity bravado against real martial arts prowess. Little did anyone know, this would set the stage for an unforgettable moment that would leave the crowd buzzing. The excitement around Jason Statham swirled. Another figure loomed large. The reigning UFC fighter, a dynamic athlete known for both his impressive skills and unrelenting confidence. With a record that boasted numerous victories and championship titles, this fighter had rapidly climbed the ranks of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, earning respect and notoriety in equal measure. His explosive fighting style combined striking precision with grappling finesse, making him a formidable competitor inside the octagon. Fans were drawn to his larger-than-life personality, a blend of bravado and charisma that made him as entertaining outside the ring as he was within it. Known for his quick quips and fearless attitude, he regularly engaged in banter with opponents during press events, often pushing the limits of sportsmanship with his cocky demeanor. This bravado translated into a fan base that adored every trash talk session, fueling his notoriety and setting the stage for his imminent challenge to Statham. Recent highlights included a jaw-dropping knockout victory in the championship bout, where he had showcased not just physical power, but remarkable tactical thinking. The fighter's ability to adapt mid-fight had earned him praise from analysts, who noted his keen instincts and relentless drive. Each fight was not just a competition. It was a showcase of athleticism that kept fans on the edge of their seats. In the weeks leading up to his challenge of Statham, the fighter had taken to social media, posting clips of his training sessions alongside provocative remarks about the action star, taunting him to step into the ring. This build-up created an electric atmosphere among fans and media alike, heightening anticipation for what many believed would be an unprecedented showdown between Hollywood glamour and authentic UFC prowess. Little did anyone know how this clash of personalities would unfold or what surprises awaited them in the arena. The anticipation reached a fever pitch during a recent public appearance at a popular film festival, where Jason Statham was the guest of honor for the premiere of his latest action movie. Dressed in a sharp suit, he took to the stage, charismatically exchanging banter with the audience while emphasizing the importance of blending passion with hard work in both film and sport. Suddenly, the atmosphere shifted as the lights dimmed momentarily, prompting murmurs among the attendees. Out of the shadows emerged the cocky UFC fighter, his presence commanding immediate attention. The crowd erupted as he strided confidently to the front, wearing an unmistakable smirk. With no introduction necessary, he plunged right into a playful but biting challenge to Statham, remarking on their differing worlds and questioning if Statham had what it takes to stand up against someone who fights for a living. "Come on, Hollywood. Let's see if that screen fighting can hold up in reality," he boasted, his voice echoing through the venue. Statham, known for his quick wit and charm, showed no signs of backing down. He flashed a confident grin and quipped back, "Oh, really? I thought we were just here to make movies, not take them too seriously." This lighthearted exchange only heightened the excitement among fans and media alike, who eagerly anticipated where this unexpected confrontation might lead. As cell phones began to capture the moment, and social media buzzed with reactions, it became clear that this was more than just playful banter. It was the start of a monumental clash between two distinct realms, with both personalities shining brightly. The air crackled with tension and energy as they faced off in a blend of sarcasm and bravado that felt like an electric prelude to something much larger, a showdown that would soon take center stage. As the UFC fighter's words hung in the air, Jason Statham took a moment to absorb the surprise of the challenge. That a glint appeared in his eyes, and the trademark smirk spread across his face, revealing his laid-back charisma. Instead of bristling at the provocative remark, Statham leaned into it with humor, showcasing his quick wit. "Is that so? I thought we'd settled this during my last movie," he shot back playfully, referring to the adrenaline-pumping fight scenes he had executed on screen. The audience erupted with laughter, clearly enjoying Statham's ability to defuse tension with charm and jest. That it was a classic display of his personality, unflappable and effortlessly cool under pressure. Statham continued with a lighthearted tone, "I've taken down some pretty tough guys on camera. Want to see if those skills translate? I might even let you wear your gloves," he teased, eliciting cheers from the crowd who relished the banter. His nonchalant approach not only showcased his confidence, but also endeared him further to the audience, proving his status as a beloved action star. The UFC fighter, unfazed, chuckled along, appreciating Statham's response, but still holding on to his bravado. This exchange established an engaging dynamic between them, an electrifying blend of rivalry and camaraderie that kept fans on their toes. The playful banter continued. Murmurs spread among the audience about the possibility of a real showdown. Would this friendly challenge evolve into something more? Statham's relaxed demeanor contrasted sharply with the fighter's intensity, creating an exciting atmosphere charged with anticipation for what could unfold next. The energy in the room was palpable. Everyone sensed they were witnessing a moment that could bridge two worlds, one defined by scripted fights and another grounded in raw reality. Jason Statham and the UFC fighter exchanged playful jabs on stage. The energy within the auditorium surged like electricity. The crowd, a mix of fervent fans and curious onlookers, buzzed with excitement as they leaned forward in their seats, eyes wide with anticipation. Whispers spread through the audience, with spectators eagerly speculating about how Statham would respond to the fighter's excess bravado. The tension was palpable. Here was a moment that promised to blur the lines between fantasy and reality. Cheers erupted as the audience rallied behind Statham, showing their unwavering loyalty to the action star who had entertained them countless times on screen. Every witty retort and playful jab from Statham served not only to entertain, but also to amplify the crowd's enthusiasm. Laughter mixed with shouts of encouragement filled the space, creating a cacophony that lifted the atmosphere to fever pitch. Conversely, some fans were intrigued by the UFC fighter's bravado. They appreciated his confidence and competitive spirit. A section of the audience even began chanting his name, feeding into his persona as a daring athlete unafraid to challenge Hollywood royalty. This added a layer of complexity to the event, resulting in an electrifying back and forth that had spectators fully engaged. With each moment that passed, it became clearer that this wasn't just a passing encounter between two celebrities. It was an authentic clash of personalities drawing in both sides of their respective fan bases. The excitement only grew as cameras flashed, capturing every smirk and playful comeback. Social media buzzed with posts showcasing their exchange, giving rise to hashtags that hinted at a budding rivalry or potential showdown. The energy crescendoed as both men continued their spirited banter, leaving no doubt that whatever happened next would be unforgettable. A thrilling blend of entertainment and competition that transcended their usual realms and resonated with every single person in attendance. The moment of truth arrived as the UFC Fighters Challenge hung in the air, and Jason Statham's expression shifted from playful banter to radiant determination. With a gleam of competitive spirit in his eyes, he stepped forward, the crowd collectively holding their breath. Sensing a pivotal shift in the atmosphere, Statham's charm was palpable as he took a brief pause before addressing the audience, invoking a mix of eagerness and exhilaration. "All right then," he declared, his tone confident yet lighthearted. "If you think this Hollywood-famous fight choreography can't hold up in reality, maybe it's time to test that theory." The words ignited the crowd into a frenzy, cheers erupting as supporters shouted their encouragement. Statham effortlessly switched from humor to challenge, revealing not just his charm, but also a fierce competitive edge beneath his laid-back persona. He flashed a cheeky grin at the fighter, leaning into an aspect of his on-screen persona that fans loved, always ready to rise to any occasion. "Just know," he continued with a spark of mischief, "if nothing else, I expect you to put on some good moves." Laughter filled the auditorium, yet there was a clear undertone of intensity. People understood that he was not just joking around. This was shaping up to be more than mere showmanship. It was a genuine engagement that pointed towards a thrilling possibility for real competition. The fighter responded with mock bravado, clenching his fists playfully and raising an eyebrow, showing respect yet determination to reclaim the spotlight. Enthusiasm surged as cameras captured this unexpected face-off, fueling the spectacle unfolding before their eyes. The moment symbolized more than just two figures from different industries clashing. It orally synthesized everything audiences had hoped for, an authentic display of grit and competitive spirit that promised an electrifying next chapter for both men. The stage was set. Everyone could feel it. The collision of talent and tenacity was about to become very real in the wake of their lively exchange. The buzz in the auditorium morphed into a palpable excitement as spectators anticipated the friendly face-off between Jason Statham and the UFC fighter. Organizers quickly scrambled to set up an impromptu ring on stage, transforming the venue into a makeshift battleground that amplified the atmosphere. A few strategically placed mats ensured safety for both participants, while lighting dimmed to spotlight the emerging scene. As preparations unfolded, informal rules began to take shape. The duel was agreed upon to be more of an exhibition, prioritizing entertainment over aggression. Light sparring rather than an all-out brawl. Statham, with his trademark humor, suggested they keep it friendly, quipping that he didn't want to ruin his film career with a black eye. The crowd roared with laughter at his jest while appreciating his willingness to engage with the fighter on equal terms. Social media exploded with excitement as fans began posting updates about this unexpected spectacle. Hashtags like hashtag Statham vs. UFC and hashtag Hollywood Showdown trended rapidly as users shared clips of the build-up and expressed their anticipation for what was becoming one of the most talked-about events of the year. Commentators weighed in on the possibilities. Sports analysts debated Statham's chances against a trained fighter, while fans rallied behind their favorites. The energy crescendoed as both men warmed up, exchanging light-hearted banter and playful jabs while stretching and shadowboxing in their respective corners. Audience members could barely contain themselves, chanting names and cheering loudly for both competitors. Cameras flashed incessantly, capturing every moment leading up to what promised to be an unforgettable showdown. A unique collision of Hollywood flair and authentic athleticism that would soon unfold before their eager eyes. It became clear that this event was destined for more than just entertainment. It had transformed into a cultural moment, uniting fans from two vastly different worlds. The moment had arrived. The makeshift ring was set, and the atmosphere was charged with anticipation as Jason Statham and the UFC fighter squared off. The crowd roared in excitement, eager to witness this unique clash of cinematic action versus real-world technical prowess. As the two men took their positions, Statham exuded a calm confidence, while the UFC fighter radiated intensity and focus. With a playful nod, Statham initiated the exchange, adopting a stance reminiscent of his film roles. Fluid and theatrical, he began with a series of quick jabs, employing his signature style that combined agility with charm, mesmerizing spectators who were used to seeing him perform choreographed fights on screen. His movements were precise yet showed an artistic flair, making it feel like part of an elaborate dance. In contrast, the UFC fighter responded with disciplined technique, showcasing his grappling skills and striking power as he moved elegantly across the mat, demonstrating a mastery of mixed martial arts that was both impressive and intimidating. The defined transitions between offensive and defensive maneuvers revealed his extensive training as he ducked and weaved out of Statham's range while countering with calculated strikes. The interplay between their styles created an exhilarating dynamic. Statham's charismatic showmanship clashed with the fighter's technical efficiency. The crowd gasped in awe when Statham executed a spinning kick that narrowly missed its target but sent shockwaves of adrenaline through the audience. The UFC fighter quickly retaliated with swift footwork that showcased his strength and speed, demonstrating why he was at the top of his game. Laughter mingled with cheers as they playfully exchanged blows and taunts, embodying both competition and camaraderie. Each moment felt significant, the tension between them palpable, capturing not just a sporting event but a celebration of two distinct worlds coming together in an unforgettable spectacle. As they continued trading light-hearted barbs alongside their sparring, it became clear that this showdown was about more than just skill. It was a blending of passion and respect that would resonate long after the lights dimmed on this remarkable night. As the face-off unfolded, several key moments punctuated the encounter, each one heightening the tension and excitement in the auditorium. The crowd was on edge as Statham and the UFC fighter circled each other, each assessing their opponent's moves with keen eyes. In a surprising display of agility, Statham executed a series of swift feints and rapid footwork, reminiscent of his choreographed fight scenes in movies. His first memorable move came when he ducked low and spun around, launching a perfectly timed sidekick that barely grazed the fighter's shoulder. The audience gasped, momentarily stunned by his speed and accuracy. Statham's ability to blend his cinematic flair with real technique kept everyone on their toes, showcasing that his familiarity with action wasn't just for show. The UFC fighter responded with equal skill, quickly demonstrating his grappling prowess. In a flash, he closed the distance between them, attempting to take Statham down with a deft double-leg takedown. However, Statham cleverly sidestepped and countered with a knee strike that caught the fighter off guard, eliciting cheers from the crowd who were enthralled by the back-and-forth exchange. As the sparring intensified, both competitors engaged in a playful yet strategic banter. "Not bad for an action star," the UFC fighter remarked with a grin after dodging another spinning kick from Statham. "But let's see how you handle this." He then unleashed a series of jabs that tested Statham's reflexes and adaptability. The crowd erupted with excitement as Statham leaned back and dodged a punch only to follow up with a clever hook that landed squarely on the fighter's shoulder, invoking laughter and applause from spectators who appreciated the blend of skill and showmanship. Throughout this dynamic exchange, clever tactics and unexpected maneuvers punctuated each round of their friendly combat. The energy was electric. Every clever move and witty retort built suspense, leaving everyone captivated as they realized they were witnessing not just a challenge, but a thrilling celebration of talent from both worlds. It was clear that this event was destined to be talked about long after the final duel, cementing a unique connection between Hollywood and the UFC in a spectacular display of athleticism and charisma. As the friendly face-off unfolded, the crowd remained enthralled by the playful yet competitive exchange of moves between Jason Statham and the UFC fighter. Just when things seemed to be settling into a rhythm of clever exchanges and light sparring, an unexpected twist changed the course of the encounter, leaving everyone in the auditorium in stunned silence. Statham, showcasing his keen adaptability, suddenly shifted gears and executed a maneuver that no one anticipated. After dodging another well-aimed jab from the UFC fighter, he smoothly transitioned into a grappling move, a rare departure from his typical striking style. In a flash, Statham grasped the fighter's arm with surprising strength and leverage, performing a swift yet elegant wrist lock that caught the fighter completely off guard. The crowd gasped collectively, astonished at this display of skill that revealed Statham's hidden depths beyond his action star persona. The UFC fighter struggled momentarily, clearly not expecting Statham to have such technical prowess in grappling. Realizing he was caught in a bind, he quickly attempted to roll out of the hold, but Statham maintained control with impressive agility, showcasing not only strength but also finesse. This surprising twist not only shifted the momentum, but also elevated Statham's status in the eyes of onlookers. He was no longer just a Hollywood action hero. He was proving to be a formidable challenge. Cheers erupted from all corners of the auditorium as fans rallied behind Statham, impressed by his unexpected display of technique. Laughter and excitement filled the air as Statham grinned broadly at his opponent, who admitted defeat with a chuckle, clearly impressed by Statham's skills. This moment solidified the friendly competition as more than just a showcase. It became an unforgettable highlight that showcased both men's talents in ways no one had anticipated. It was a celebration not only of their differing worlds, but also of each other's abilities. An astonishing reminder that even in lighthearted competition, surprises could emerge that left everyone amazed and entertained. It was clear this encounter would be talked about for years to come. In the aftermath of the friendly face-off, the crowd's reactions ranged from disbelief to heartfelt admiration for Jason Statham's surprising performance. Many fans were initially skeptical about how an action star would fare against a seasoned UFC fighter, but as they witnessed Statham's agility and unexpected grappling skills, their doubts transformed into roaring applause. Social media exploded with comments, videos, and hashtags celebrating the event, with users expressing astonishment at Statham's prowess and playfully dubbing him the action fighter. Sports analysts weighed in on the duel, marveling at how Statham managed to hold his own against a professional who was accustomed to real combat scenarios. Commentators highlighted the significance of this event in reshaping perceptions about both men. Statham was no longer merely seen as a movie star, but rather as a legitimate athlete capable of impressive feats. While the UFC fighter gained respect for his sportsmanship and willingness to engage in such a crossover challenge, fans began discussing the implications of this face-off on both men's careers. Statham's reputation solidified within the fighting community, and the UFC fighter's credibility enhanced by showcasing his skills against a Hollywood icon who brought his A-game. The buzz around the event hinted at future collaborations or rematches that could further bridge the gap between cinema and sport. AS reporters flocked to interview both competitors. The atmosphere remained vibrant with enthusiasm. Statham maintained his trademark humor throughout, joking about his new side career as an MMA fighter, while the UFC fighter expressed genuine respect for what Statham had displayed in their encounter. Ultimately, this extraordinary face-off stirred conversations about talent and versatility in both fields, igniting discussions that would resonate far beyond that evening. A testament to how one spontaneous event could unite fans from seemingly disparate worlds while inspiring admiration for unique skills. It was clear that this memorable showdown would leave a lasting impact on both Statham's and the UFC fighters' legacies. In reflecting on the remarkable face-off between Jason Statham and the cocky UFC fighter, it becomes evident that this event marked a significant crossover between the realms of film and real-life martial arts. While both worlds often coexist, they rarely collide in such a public and celebratory way. This encounter not only highlighted the athleticism required in both fields, but also showcased how entertainment and genuine competition can merge, captivating audiences and expanding the appeal of each while fostering admiration on both sides. Statham's unexpected display of grappling skill effectively shattered preconceived notions that he was solely a Hollywood action hero. That he emerged from the encounter with a robust new reputation as an athlete worthy of respect in martial arts circles. Not only did he win over fans with his charm and agility, but he also proved that rigorous Training and dedication can coexist with the glitz and glamour of action films, encouraging aspiring actors to explore their physical capabilities wholeheartedly. Conversely, the UFC fighter gained additional respect for his willingness to engage in this lighthearted challenge, showing different dimensions of his personality usually reserved for rigorous competition. His sportsmanship illuminated the positive aspects of crossover events, reminding fans that competitive spirit need not always be at odds with friendly rivalry. The buzz created around social media amplified the aftermath, signaling that such collaborations could be lucrative for both film and sports industries moving forward. Discussion among fans, analysts, and commentators hinted at possible future matchups or joint projects, ultimately suggesting that this memorable showdown might pave the way for similar events that celebrate unique talents from disparate disciplines. Ultimately, this showdown not only entertained, but also inspired conversations around skill, respect, and collaboration. It served as a reminder that talent knows no boundaries, and when different worlds intersect, the resulting experiences can resonate with audiences for years to come. The lasting impact of this remarkable encounter will undoubtedly influence both Statham's future endeavors as well as the UFC fighter's continued journey in and out of the octagon.